Yo guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be another kind of quick, short, little fun one. Finally getting around to looking at all the OP07 leaders. So EBO1 just came out, but OP07 is right around the corner. It comes out over here in Japan and the rest of Asia on February 24th. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. And I just wanted to make a quick little video going over all of the new leaders and looking at some of the combo cards that we're going to be able to play with them that we know of so far. And just give you guys my first thoughts and impressions on the leaders. So let's jump in and let's start looking at them. Alright, first up we got my boy, my guy, Monkey D. Dragon. He's a red leader. These are all the OP07 leaders are all monocolor, which is really cool. Red leader, 5 life, 5,000 power, special, revolutionary army, activate main once per turn, give up to a total of 2 of your currently attached Dawn to one of your characters. So this is awesome. This is gonna be really fun. I don't know about you guys, but I really like mono red. I really like red. I like the play style. It gels with me a lot, and this is the leader I'm most excited to try out and just have some fun with. I don't know if it's gonna be that good. We'll see. But the effect itself is pretty good, and you see like all of the revolutionary army cards need those 2 extra Dawn to get to 7,000 to activate a lot of their effects. So it's gonna pair well. I think this is gonna be a cool kind of combo deck, which you don't really see. Like revolutionary army is kind of like the combo side of red, where like you don't really get a chance to do a lot of that besides just like throwing Dawn on things. So I'm really excited for that, and let's take a look at some of the cards that are going to work well with Dragon. Like this one, the Dragon character card, which is an 8-drop, 8 cost, 9k, rush. On play, give your leader or up to one of your characters up to 2 rested Dawn. So this is going to pair perfectly with leader and just all the other cards. You know, you can play this bad boy, put 2 Dawn on something, and then use leader effect after, take those 2 Dawn, put it on another character. It's really good. The one thing with the leader is you have to attach those Dawn to characters, but with the Dragon character card, you can put it on your leader or your characters, it doesn't matter. And then 2 other cards are like Chaka from OP05 and Karasu from OP05. So this is gonna be really good too. Like you could play like Rush Dragon to put 2 Dawn on Chaka, then use Chaka's effect to give 2 other rested Dawn to your leader or one of your characters, and then you can use leader effect to put 2 rested Dawn onto Karasu and make him active, or like give him 7k so he can use his when attacking effect, which is like kind of crazy. So these combos that you can do are really cool. I think the biggest weakness of this leader is going to be if you don't have characters on board, you're not really going to be able to utilize the combo power of the leader and some of the effects with the characters, which is really unfortunate because like the best colors right now are essentially like black and yellow and black, and like Sakazuki and Moria can just like get these characters off the board, right? Even Perona can KO a lot of stuff. So that's going to be a hurdle to get over, but you know, if there's enough like Rush or other cards that come out to support it, we might this leader has a shot for being like kind of like meta viable, or maybe even just, I don't know, you could probably win some locals with it, which is all I really ever care about at the end of the day for like a fun leader that I want to try out, right? But yeah, Dragon seems pretty strong. We'll have to see when more cards come out, but the one I'm looking forward to the most. Let's look at the next one, which is Jewerly Bonney. Another leader I'm really looking forward to. Red, green, and yellow are my 3 favorite colors to play, so the fact that we're getting like a super strong green leader here, a decent red, and a maybe really strong yellow leader in OP07 makes me really excited. She's mono green, 5,000 power, 5 life, supernovas, special supernovas and Bonnie Pirates. When opponent attacks once per turn, you may rest 1 Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. The fact that that says leaders is crazy, especially when we have a lot of leaders right now, like Moria, like yellow-green Yamato, even Sakazuki, where if you can stun them, it hurts a lot, especially early game. And this is the thing, is like against Yamato or Moria towards the end of the game, if you play 10-drop Dofi and you stun them, like yeah, it sucks, but like it's not an auto lose, right? They can have ways to get around it. They got Hody Jones, and Moria has already used his effect a few times. You can just play 8 cost Moria and get around all that, right? But this is crazy, because this is, you know, essentially from turn 1 or like turn 2 when your opponent can attack, right? Yeah, this is gonna be really, really good. I think Jewerly Bonney is gonna be the strongest leader that comes out of OP07, just from what we can see right now. But and partly because of this is a 5-cost super rare that's coming out. It's a 5 cost 6k with counter, so 1000 counter. On play, up to one of your opponent's rested characters or Dawn do not become active during their next refresh phase. And if leader and character was crazy on the leader, character or Dawn on this card is crazy, because if you need to, you can just rest their Dawn. And the thing, this is a 5-drop, this is a 5-cost character, so you can play 2 on your 10 Dawn turn. I don't know if that's always going to be the best thing, but like, there's so many possibilities with this. And obviously it's searchable off of Bonney. It's really strong. I mean, it's a 5-cost 6k, like that's pretty good in itself, right? So this card is going to be amazing, and I think this with leader effect is just going to force people into so many awkward situations where you're going to have to think about how you want to attack, how you want to like defend, how you want to, do you want to leave up Dawn, do you want to leave a character rested, things like that, right? Because you have to think about it a little bit with stuff like 10-drop Dofi, but this is a whole nother level. And also because of cards like Basil Hawkins, this card I think is the best card we've seen so far that's come out of OP07. Character or leader, really, honestly. Green character, 6-cost 7k power / Supernova and Hawkins Pirates. If your leader has a Supernova type, this character gets blocker, so that's really good. And then once per turn, if this character were to be removed from play by one of your opponent's effects, you may instead rest one of your opponent's characters. That's wild. That's so good. It's really crazy. The important thing here is that it says removed from play. Removed from play, not just KO'd. Removed from play is so important here. We need more cards like this if we're ever going to get out of just like black being busted, right? That's kind of it. So good on Bandai for kind of like realizing that, addressing it pretty immediately, and then coming up with cards like this, and then doing something really smart. I feel is really smart is like it has the once per turn effect, which is really good, but if you want the blocker, it has to be the Supernova. So this is probably only going to see play in Supernova decks, and that's a really smart way to like kind of archetype lock a character while still making it like viable in other decks if you want to play it, but also making it not too overpowered. I think they're finally learning kind of like how to, with Scarlet and this new Basil Hawkins, I think they're finally seeing how to properly balance these cards. But yeah, let's take a look at the next leader. So we got our boy Foxy. We got our boy Foxy going on here. I don't know if this was a surprise for people when they were like Foxy got a leader slot before like a ton of other characters. But I think it's cool. Building up the hype for OP08 and some of the rumors that are going on with that, and after OP08. But this is cool. This is a spicy leader, purple leader, 5 life, 5000 power, special, Foxy Pirates. When attacking, Dawn -3. If you have 3 or more Foxy Pirates characters in play, choose up to 1 each of your opponent's rested leaders and characters. The cards you chose do not become active during their owner's next refresh phase. So similar to Bonney, but you can choose 2. You can choose up to 1 character and 1 leader, which is really cool. The only problem with this is the Dawn -3. It's a little heavy, but this is purple, so we're ramping a lot or getting Dawn back as we're playing it. And this Foxy and Vegapunk are the 2 leaders that I'm like really not sure about. Well, I guess, yeah, some of them we'll just have to see, right? Because let's take a look at this, the 7-drop Foxy. 7 cost 7k. Foxy Pirates special. On opponent's turn, if your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, all your opponent's characters have power -1000. And then activate main once per turn. Add up to 1 rested Dawn from your Dawn deck. So like King leader effect plus ramp a rested Dawn. So really good, and it's activate main once per turn. So you immediately get a Dawn back. And I was looking at the Foxy cards, kind of like, what are the lines of play going to be? And from what I can tell, you're probably not going to use this early on unless you're just ramping like crazy and you just have enough Dawn that you feel okay minusing 3 back. but it's probably going to be late game when you can play something like this. You get this Foxy on the field and you immediately get an arrested Dawn, or you use it after you use leader effect. So if you hit this on curve, you have 7 Dawn, you -3, but it's really only -2. And if you have, we haven't seen all the Foxy cards, but if they give us one that's like the 5-drop Purple Kid where you get the Dawn back when you minus it, this leader effect, it could essentially only end up being like Dawn -1, Dawn -2, or if you have the crazy combos, like for free. So I think that's what they're gonna try and do here. The other thing is you got to get characters on board, and that's where cards like this come into play. This is Porsche, or Porche is what the Japanese is. But yeah, another Foxy Pirate on play, Dawn -1. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add up to 1 card with the type Foxy Pirates to your hand. Place the remainder on the bottom of your deck in any order you like. Then you may play up to 1 4,000 power or lower purple character from hand. So this is cool because it doesn't say Foxy Pirates. It's just purple character from hand. So in a bind, you could play like 4-drop Blocker Law or something like that. But this is just to get out more cards. So for 3 Dawn, and then you -1. So 3 Dawn and -1, you can play 2 characters. So it's pretty good. So if you already have like whatever probably the Foxy Searcher is going to be on the field, and then you play Porsche, then you have your 3 characters right there, you know. So, and if you have the 7k, there's 7 cost Foxy, I guess you could play both of these in one turn. So yeah, you're going to be able to get to 3 characters really quick, but the same kind of problem with Dragon that Foxy has is if you don't have your characters on the field, you're not using leader effect, and you're probably losing a bunch of tempo and momentum. And decks like Sakazuki, which are still really, really strong, and Red Purple Law, are just gonna bottom deck and KO all of your characters and make it extremely hard for you to do anything. So I guess maybe if you can ramp fast enough and you can have the tempo on your side, it might be okay. This is really interesting though. I'm excited to see what happens with this. But let's take a look at the next leader. Alright, we got one of the OG waifus, Boa Hancock. I'm not the biggest Boa Hancock fan, but she's awesome and very good looking, I'll put it that way. Blue leader, 5 life, 5,000 power, special, 7 Warlords of the Sea and Kuja Pirates. During your turn, once per turn, you may activate this when a character leaves play from one of your abilities or effects. If you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw 1 card. So on paper, like, okay, a decent effect. It does seem a little limiting because it's one of your abilities, one of your effects, but maybe if it wasn't, then it might be a little overtuned for certain situations. I don't know. This one is one of the other leaders that it really, really depends on like what kind of support. And we've been seeing some of the Kuja Pirates that are coming, and like, I'm not a blue player, so I can't really wrap my head around it very well. I don't know if it's going to be strong or not, but I think it's got a shot, and it's a waifu. So if Bandai did a waifu dirty, they're going to hear about it, and people will be mad, okay? So we got to just hope. We got to hope. If you're a Boa stan, you just got to hope that she'll be strong. Or I know you'll just be playing her anyways, even if she's not. But we got cards like this. I actually think this card's really strong, though. So it's a 6 cost AK. And then on play, up to one of your opponent's characters, other than Monkey D. Luffy, of course, cannot attack until the end of their next turn. Then place up to 1 cost 1 or less character on the bottom of its owner's deck. So it's a stun, right? Which is, you know, very like fits her like Devil Fruit ability and all that. And then placing 1 cost 1 or less character on the bottom of its owner's deck. I don't know how strong that's actually going to be. We've seen that the kind of affecting 1 cost is kind of hard unless it's just like specifically what your deck is centered around, like Sakazuki, and you know, getting those Rob Luccis out for the 2 and the 1 cost. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna start introducing like cost minus to just mono blue playstyle. I don't know what the thing is gonna be there. My assumption is there's gonna be another kind of combo card that works with this. And then yeah, it has no counter, and actually the fact that while it's like very lore accurate, and I respect that they put it in there, making it so that you can't stun a Luffy on the field is actually kind of bad. There's not too many like Luffys that you're seeing the character cards, but obviously like Rush Luffy, and a few others are still going to be in play. Plus there's the new like yellow Luffy's coming for the Vegapunk deck. Yeah, so like while it's cool that it's lore accurate, that could actually end up hurting the deck. So this one I don't have too much to say just because I'm really not sure where it's going yet, but I hope she's good just for all the waifu lovers out there. Alright, next we got our boy Rob Lucci Gucci. My opinion, I think Boa is probably even going to be better than Rob Lucci, and I could be like 1000% wrong here. I just don't know. So he's a black leader, 5 life, 5000 power, strike, CP0. When attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for this turn. So right off the bat, the leader effect is nowhere near as good as Sakazuki, but it's mono black, it has 5 life, and there's going to be a lot of combo power things that you can do. Yes, trashing top 2 cards of your deck is good. Giving the -1 is good. Is it enough though? Is it enough? We don't know. CP really wants to like trash cards as quickly as possible. That was one of the things with the other mono black Rob Lucci is sometimes it was hard. If your opponent was kind of like not giving you chances to counter out or trash cards or do like get your trash filled up, then you can't do anything, right? So at least with this, like as long as you can attack, you can mill 2 cards off the top into your trash, which is good. I do think there are some cool combo cards, and I know let's take a look at this one. We got Stussy, big bad Stussy, 9 cost 9k, which is crazy. Black character, she's a CP0. On play, you may place one of your characters into the trash, KO up to one of your opponent's characters. That's really good. I think this is really good. I know some people are saying it's not that good. I think this is going to be really, really good. It has no condition. There's no conditions. You just KO one of your opponent's characters. There's no cost like requirement or anything, which is cool. It is 9 Dawn, so that's going to be like, that's where it's like, yeah, this may not be the best card ever, but I do think it's still really powerful. And I think trashing one of your own characters isn't going to be that hard, that much of a, with the like Rob Lucci deck. So we'll see. I know there are a few other CP0, CP9, or like I think they're all CP0 cards like revealed, and like some Spandine from EB01. There's gonna be combos that you can do that helps you like filter and fill up your trash. But just, I don't know, we're so used to like Moria and Sakazuki like coming out for like black and just being so powerful that honestly, I will be so happy if Rob Lucci ends up being mid. I'm sorry for all you Rob Lucci fans, that's unfortunate, but like we don't need another like overtuned black leader right now. So that's just my opinion. Let's take a look here. We got our last leader. This is Dr. Vegapunk himself, the mad lad. He's a yellow leader, 2 life. I'll say that one more time. 2 life, 5000 power, wisdom, egghead, and scientist, which is cool. I don't know why, but I'm like super excited for a scientist deck being possible in the near future. This leader cannot attack. Activate main once per turn, 1 Dawn, rest 1 Dawn. Place up to 1 cost 5 or less card with the egghead type from your hand face up on the top of your life or into play. So really versatile, really like, holy crap, this is why it's 2 life. If you had 4 life or 5 life and you were able to do that effect, you would be like, you could just get up to like 7 life by like the second turn and just counter out of things. Like it would be crazy. It would be really crazy. But yeah, I like this. Yellow is doing really well right now in One Piece, yellow and black. So I like that Bandai is just like, let's take this color and let's, the yellow's thing is like life manipulation, right? So they're like, let's kind of like go way out left field and try this other mechanic and see if it works. He could suck. He could be really bad because I guarantee you, no matter how good his combo cards are going to be, Yellow-Green Yamato is always going to have a favorable matchup into Vegapunk, unless there's just some kind of crazy wall that they can do, or like there's a stage card like Punk Records that's like, this leader cannot take banish or double attack. Like unless there's something crazy like that, he's going to have weaknesses into certain decks, which is good. It's a good thing. I think that's a good thing to have not every single matchup be favorable, right? So let's take a look. One of the cards, Lilith, looking really healthy there. Yellow character, 3 cost 5k, which is cool. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with Egghead other than Lilith and put it into your hand. Then put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then trigger, if your leader is Vegapunk, play this card. So really, really strong. Obviously no counter, but it's a 3-cost 5k, which we don't see a lot in searchers. I think, like, technically, I was trying to think, and I remembered the other day, I think the film Nami is the only other 3-cost 5k on and like on play searcher, because Nami is on play and when attacking, and so this one you get the good trigger, and that kind of makes up for not having the like when attacking thing, right? Like, that's how they balanced it out. Really strong. I think it's going to be good. You could just put this into life with the leader effect, and then, you know, you can just take the life and boom, you can play it and you get to search. And then there's one more, Monkey D. Luffy. Really awesome art. The Egghead aesthetic is so cool. Cool background too. But yellow character, 5 cost, 6k, strike, 4 emperors, Egghead, and Straw Hat crew. Activate main. You may place this character in your trash. If your life is 2 or less, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or less characters. Then draw 1 card. Trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or less characters. So we'll have to see. To me, this doesn't stand out to me as like being super strong just right out of the gate. If you really need a KO, like if your opponent's just like walling up with Borsalinos, right? Or a 4-cost blocker or something like that, or a Kuzan that you really need to get rid of, boom, you use leader effect, put this bad boy into your life, and your opponent has to, like, either I attack, maybe then they have to attack with their blocker, like, you're putting them in an awkward situation. So I do think it's pretty good. It's not like anything crazy, but this will be fun to watch what some of the combos are. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the leader breakdown so far. The last thing that I want to get into here is just a quick, I was going to do a tier list, but I can't really do a tier list. It's just kind of dumb when we like know nothing about it. So these are my initial thoughts, completely biased with almost no info. Please understand that caveat there, okay? These are just my predictions and my personal bias of which ones I want to play too. So we got Bonney up at the top, who I think is going to be the most meta viable. I think a lot of people would probably agree with me on that one. She's just a super strong leader effect, and we've already seen 2 or 3 incredibly strong support cards that are coming for her in OP07, and she has some that she can use from EB01, like Cavendish. Cavendish is going to be really, really good. So we already have the proof of the puddings there, right? She's going to be really strong, and so are all the other supernovas, like Red Green Law and Mono Green Kid are probably going to get a boost too. Next, Dragon, the most excited to play for me, and he just seems pretty strong. I'm really excited. He seems fun. I haven't really been able to play a lot of red decks recently. Red Green Odin has been a ton of fun actually the past week or so. So I'm really, really looking forward to just kind of having another mono red leader that might be good enough to kind of like keep up with the meta. Then we got Vegapunk. Most interesting new mechanics. I'm just excited and really glad that they didn't just go the route that Yellow has been going. Even from like OP06 changed it a little bit, like cards like Kikunojo and EB01 with the new Shirahoshi blocker. There's like they're changing it from just like this is a broken trigger to like it's a little bit more manipulating life or just putting your opponent in hard situations, right? But they're really trying to balance it out by giving him 2 life. Foxy, best new disruptive leader. I guess you could say Bonney is also disruptive, and she is, but I think the main goal, Bonnie's main goal is like stunning and then, right, like controlling board. Foxy is just like a disruptor, right? I mean, it's kind of a lot of the same, but he's, you know, he's a little foxy guy. He's a little disruptive little fox dude. So I don't know if I'll really be playing him much. I'll probably do some play testing once he comes to the sim, but that's about it. I won't be playing him in real life. And then we got Hancock, and just because I don't want to get on the bad side of anyone, I'm just going to say she's a possible sleeper / it's hard to tell right now. I do think there are some cool combos. I don't know if it'll be strong enough to be like a meta competitor, right? That's all I'm trying to say there. And yeah, last we got Lucci. Sorry, Rob. You're probably just a possible Diet Sokka, like a Diet Coke version of the Coca-Cola or Pepsi that Sakazuki is. And I could be wrong there too. I thought Moria wasn't going to be very good when he first got revealed for OP06. I thought his cost for his effect was going to be too costly, and that the combos weren't going to be there. And then once you see Perona and Absalom, you're like, oh, okay, never mind. He's one of the best decks in the whole format. So I could be completely wrong. One last time, these are just my initial thoughts and just biased off of what I really want to play. Honestly, the only one that I would go out on a limb a little bit is Bonney and say that she's going to be really strong. And I think she will have a decent matchup into black. I'm hoping. And yeah, that's going to be it. So I hope that was fun for you guys. I hope that was as much fun for you as it was for me. But those are the OP07 leaders. Those are the first kind of like, I know we have more cards that have been revealed, but I just wanted to show only just, you know, some of the combo cards. But yeah, really looking forward to the set, and I cannot wait for it to come out in like less than 3 weeks. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was fun going over the leaders. I'm definitely most looking forward to Dragon, Bonney, and Vegapunk. Probably Dragon the most, if I'm being honest. But let me know what you're looking forward to. Are you happy that your waifu Hancock finally got a leader? Or are you happy that your waifu Foxy finally got a leader? Or do you think Lucci is actually going to be good? Let me know. I'm really curious to know what you guys are looking forward to. But just as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.